What up? How's it going? Hey, so those three characters that we saw the past of, I'm speaking about Luke, Moira, June, now we're going to see how they deal with it from the sides they're on. Luke, he managed to escape. He's been over there in Canada as a refugee. Moira went through what she went through. You know what I mean? Went through what she went through. We don't even have to list it all off. Ends up as a refugee. Meets Luke, and you know what I mean? Then we also have June, who has to deal with the Waterfords, who are just the worst, right? Waterford looked her in the face as she was leaving and said, "We've done so much for you." After she slapped her in the face, gave her a concussion, and then all of a sudden started treating her. You know what? I'll take that back. I almost forgot. She didn't start treating her right when she got pregnant. She started treating her worse after she got pregnant. Took her to see her daughter purposely from afar and said, "Listen, nothing will happen to your daughter if nothing happens to my child." So we got to see what happens to them, because y'all saw how I was talking. I want something bad to happen to all of them. Now, it was brought to my attention that I guess the book ends where that season ends. I did not realize that. Maybe I just overlooked that. I don't know. Maybe I hadn't heard enough about the show, but I just assumed that they were stretching it out over time. I didn't realize, like, I know how, like, Game of Thrones, there was a point where they had gotten past the books, but on this, I didn't realize it was going to take place in the second season. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm ready to see where it takes place. I need Gilead to get bombed on, for real. Now she's in shackles. She's being led away. It would seem as if she's in deeper than she's ever been, but she feels freer than she's ever felt. Yo, they got them at Fenway. This doesn't make sense, by the way, at all. You do stuff to them or you do stuff to the leader of the rebellion, or you do stuff to terrify them, but you need them. Oh, how does she get out of this? Oh, why are we drawing this out, though? I'm not talking about them. I know why they're. I'm saying the show runners. Why are we doing this? Because I'm trying to figure out where it's going.
By his hand.
So they did do it to terrify them. Okay. Like, because I know it sounds crazy, me trying to make sense out of this Gilead horseshit, but you need these women, right? Lydia.
You will love the Lord thy God with all your heart. Ye shall walk with him and fear him and cleave unto him. And you shall obey his word and the word of his servants here on earth. Or you shall feel the pain of his judgment. For that is his love.
Here's the thing. You also prove you ain't gonna take that next step.
Our Father, who art in heaven. Seriously? What the actual fuck?
And I need you to sign the form for my refill. I'm on my last month, so.
What, they actually asked to see it?
Yep, there's a line for husband.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I don't have to pick them up.
Don't get them. Don't pick them up.
Okay. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yo, imagine on the run with 2 instead of 1.
Such spoiled girls you are. Such spoiled brats. He has given you everything. But when he asked you for your faith, you refused. Arm up, dear. He loves you. He protects you. Don't you remember what it was like before? Now you are safe.
Like, yeah, I remember. It was drugs, alcohol, unprotected sex. The good old days.
Our friend has been keeping a secret. A most wonderful
yeah.
secret.
She's with child and
She
maid.
has been filled with his divine light.
That's what you saying she was filled with?
How do we greet a miracle? Do we whine like sick dogs? Praised be his mercy! Praised be his mercy.
Oh, the bell. Get your face off that. When is the revolt happening? I want to see some people dying. I'm not one of those people who like, oh, I just need to see action. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I don't fuck with none of these Gilead bitches, and I want them dead. When I say bitches, I'm talking about everybody involved. Man, woman.
You're eating for two.
Well, you know they food ain't seasoned right.
I'm hungry.
You talking about cayenne pepper, the devil seasoning.
Loss of appetite is common these first few weeks. We certainly won't have any more theatrics, will we?
Ugh.
Nonsense.
If you don't
Such
get
a waste
that
of energy.
laugh
For
out of
what?
here.
But nothing. She could have gone to God quickly, surrounded by her friends.
Friends don't stone their friends to death.
Janine is on her way to the colonies. She will suffer because of you. Every handmaid who followed you into disobedience will face the consequences. But not you. You are with child. You are protected. Such a brave girl, aren't you? Standing in defiance, but risking nothing. Now, eat.
She gonna pull a drill instructor move where they start fucking up the entire platoon because somebody keep fucking up. Because that would be the thing to do. It's like, just because I can't punish you don't mean I can't punish them.
I'm not hungry.
Blessed evening of Wyatt.
Who is of Wyatt?
Of Wyatt was having a hard time at home. She was very defiant.
Oh.
Drain cleaner. Just terrible.
Of Wyatt endangered her child. 9 months can feel like quite a long time.
Blessed be the fruit.
Shall we get you something to eat then?
Damn. She was guzzling that shit. She was out of there. She's like, I'm trying. They even left the chain with no slack in it at all. So that way she can't, like, wrap it around her neck and try to off herself.
Of Robert. You're first.
I'm sorry, Leah, please.
So willful. Then full of apologies when it comes time to pay the piper.
Oh, she gonna burn her shit?
But only in suffering will we find grace.
Please.
God damn, this is a hell of a first episode, ain't it? And they're doing what I thought they would do, where they make them pay while she sits there. Oh, they was flame broiling her hand.
Madison Brown Elementary School.
Hi, this is June Osborne. You called me. My daughter is Hannah Bancole.
Oh, okay, Mrs. Bancole. I'm afraid Hannah isn't feeling very well this morning.
Is she okay? Can I speak to Mrs. Donji?
She was running a temperature, 101.1.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving now. Can you tell Mrs. Donji to tell Hannah I'll be there in like 15 minutes?
Mrs. Bancole, Hannah isn't here. When we couldn't reach you, we called an ambulance.
She has a fever.
The state has policies.
We're still waiting on a few blood tests, and then she can go home.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Yeah. I do have a few quick questions for you, Mrs. Bancole.
June Osborne, sure.
She's your biological child?
Yes.
The school was having a hard time reaching you today.
I was at work. My cell was in my bag.
Your husband works full-time as well?
Yep.
And where is he today?
He's at a job site in Quincy. He should be heading back. There's probably traffic.
What kind of arrangements do you have to take care of your child if she has to stay home from school?
I stay home with her, or my husband does.
You have to miss work then? Uh-huh. Did you medicate Hannah this morning to lower her fever?
She was just a little warm, so I gave her some Tylenol.
Did you medicate her to bypass the school's fever policy so you wouldn't have to miss work today? I just have a few more questions, Mrs. Bankhole.
Osborne.
Excuse me?
It's my name. June Osborne. All of your disruptions and all of your games and your secrets, all of that smart girl bullshit is finished. Do you understand me?
Don't get upset, Serena. It's bad for the baby.
God has created a new soul.
That Serena chick really emotional. If you don't get the fuck out of here.
Blessed be the fruit.
Thanks. Under his eye.
Another black guy as a worker. And
Godspeed. June.
let's go. I was about to say. I'm getting sick of this. I'm seeing all y'all working for fucking Gilead. They ain't put none of y'all in no powerful positions. Let's go. Let's see what he gave her. Mayday, mayday. Ooh. Yo, this is crazy. What the fuck? If she don't cut this shit out with all this like sentimental shit, like what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I wish she was here. Shut up. Oh, so it happened right there. The whole terrorism thing right there.
What is that?
I didn't realize.
Capital.
Okay.
20 or 30 guys with machine guns just started shooting from the gallery seats. It just happened. June.
What?
The White House, there's been some kind of explosion.
Stay inside. Someone will come for you. Go in grace.
Oh yeah, I forgot the butcher was. That's where she got the stuff from. He part of Mayday. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming he's a part of Mayday. He could be helping Mayday. Nick.
Hey. Put these on. We need to cut your hair.
What the fuck?
Can't get you out of the city. Not yet. Someone will come get you. They have a place you can stay. So it's safe to move.
Won't be too long, I promise.
red tag.
My name is June Osborne. I am from Brookline, Massachusetts. I am 34 years old. I stand 5'3" in bare feet. I weigh 120 pounds. I have viable ovaries. I am 5 weeks pregnant. I am free.
First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. Check it out. So, here's how this first episode was done that made it pretty all right. So, when it first starts, we're getting right back into where it left off, okay? Now, my question was, why they doing all this? I'm questioning the entire setup because y'all gonna kill all of them. Y'all need them. This whole horse shit y'all got going is based off of them and their bodies. So you just going, no, usually you would make an example out of one, right? And then you would keep, so that's how that whole structure is based off. So I'm like, how is June gonna get out of this? Okay. Then when it turns out it wasn't actually happening, Aunt Lydia was trying to scare them. I'm like, of course, right? We're going to keep playing with the mind games, all right? But I'm like, she made a mistake, though, because once again, it comes back to the same way that June says they made them all wear the same uniform. It made them an army, basically. You've shown them all, you will only take it so far. But see, that's why the punishment had to keep going. And Aunt Lydia had to keep doing what she's doing. And when I say had to, I'm saying in the context of what she's trying to accomplish. And that's getting them to fall in line to that horseshit. So what she's attempting to do is, hey, if you even think about that, this will be right behind it. You even think about getting out of line, right behind it is, oh, what are the consequences? So I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, is she's talking, she realizes somebody comes and tell her, oh, she's pregnant. June is. Okay, June's pregnant. And she's sitting down and talking to her, and June's like, I'm not hungry. I'm not eating. So Aunt Lydia says her spiel. And I will say, once again, like when she went to go ring the bell, you see something in her, and I'm not sure what it is yet. Well, once they show me a little bit more about her backstory, I'm sure I'll understand what that emotion or those emotions were when she went to ring the bell after finding out that June is pregnant. So she's saying everything she's saying to June, and I'm like, is she going to do the technique that they do in boot camp where, okay, one won't fall in line, so I'm going to have everybody else watch and resent this person while they get punished, okay? Now, that didn't really, yeah, they had her sitting there eating while the rest of them were getting punished, but it didn't really work in that situation because, okay, she's pregnant. Ain't nothing that could be done. I don't feel like everybody would resent her and then start trying to fight her and get her in line. They're not around each other enough for any of that to happen, so. But what Aunt Lydia did do was she was like, okay, you understand we can't mess with you and all that. All right, come look at this. She takes her to a room where a chick had attempted to drink Drano and kill herself. They had that woman tied up for the whole pregnancy. And she's like, we can make this easy for you or hard for you. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go eat this goddamn soup. And I'm like, yeah, that's a smart thing to do, right? Yo, when we go back to the part where the husband and Luke and June are talking, and I believe it's about birth control because they never come right out and say it, but based off how they were acting and everything, I did not realize Hannah was already around for all of this. I don't know why. I thought they had made her after the terrorist attacks. I don't know why I thought that. I feel like it's because when Mora and June were jogging and she came and had that conversation and they talked about all the changes they made, I didn't think that Hannah was around. I don't know why. I just didn't realize that. It cleared it up for me. Why? Because they go back to when this all started and you hear about the places that got hit. And while she's at home, you hear about the White House. Now, yo, that was a little bit eerie for me. You know why? Because I was in Brooklyn when 9/11 took place, and let's see. I'm trying to think what grade I was in. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I went to science class, and I was mad early. I was the only one there. And the teacher there, he said, hey, did you hear a plane hit a building? Okay. Now, all of us are talking like a plane just hit a building. That's real crazy, right? Crazy. I get to another class. I can't remember what class it was. They're like, yo, no, it was 2. Because, see, at that time, news by that time had, especially 9/11, it sort of sped it up, the 24-hour news cycle. And we had phones and stuff like that, but it still wasn't as fast as it is right now. Now it's instant. You got Twitter, you got Instagram, you got all this. Everyone's on Facebook. So, and I remember being like, yeah, man, did y'all hear about the plane? It was like, no, it was 2. I was like, 2? What? 2? Mind you, this is how crazy it was. Think about this. Because it happens today. Something like that happens today. Everybody immediately go home to school. I did the full day of school and everything. I'm in Brooklyn. Full day of school. Came home, turned on the news, and the news didn't go off for months. It was on 24 hours on regular news. And when I saw that, I remember that feeling. Had all this other stuff not happened, that would have been a sticking point in her mind forever, right? And she'd remember, yo, daughter was sick and blah, blah, blah. Like all of that entire day, she'll never forget. But she never forgets it now. It has a different meaning because now we know what was taking place. You feel me? I don't know if anyone's come right out and said it like, hey, these scumbags did it. It was them, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, yeah. So for her, she's remembering everything vividly. Now, when she goes and they take her to that hospital, I'm sitting there like, what kind of weirdo shit is about to happen here? Serena walks up on that woman. Hey, don't cause me no trouble. She look her dead in the face and she still with the shit like, hey, you don't want to stress, make it hard on the baby or nothing like that, right? Which I was like, I'm glad she said something like, that woman still don't get it. You created, it's so crazy. Maybe she does get it and she just doesn't want it to affect her or anything like that. But it's like, you created this system. I'm the important one here, right? Like you saw how Fred was looking at the screen. Like, yeah, I'm the important one. Don't you forget it. Okay, I'm thinking that's it. And I'm going on I'm going off because I saw another black guy not in a position of power. I'm like, of course, at a place like Gilead, that's how that would happen. And he calls her June. She's like, what? Looks in her boot. There's a key. She follows these red tabs. She gets on the butcher truck. And I had forgot for a second that until I saw him, oh, yeah, the butcher, he helped give her that Mayday package and all that. So I'm thinking this is Mayday, just straight up. No, it was the Nick. Okay. That scene was crazy. She puts everything, burns it. She cuts off the hair, burns it. She takes that bullshit off her ear. And she's bloody, but she's saying who she is. And then she says, and I'm free. And I was like, oh, shit. So she's free, but where is she going to go to, right? How's this going to go? I would assume, I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't expect her to go to Canada that fast, right? But hey, now I'm trying to see where this is going. Who knows at this point? I wasn't expecting. The way it starts out, they're deep. She's deep in the shit. She's in that van. They take her to that place. And by the end, she's free. So, yeah, next episode.